Hi, welcome to my channel again. This is the Filipina Texas mom. I'm sorry, I just now back. This would be my first video of 2019. And this is my friend, Jen.
Hi.
And we want to tell our story. Her story is similar to my story. Some of you do not know my story, but my story was my very first video in my channel. But well, to some of you are new and don't know my story, so I guess you can just find that video. It's not very well detailed, but we want to tell or share our story. Maybe it's not very well detailed because it's the first time my friend come into my vlog. And now I want to thank you, my friend.
You're
She's kind of like
welcome.
my sister, and we have a similar story. So she also have two boys, the same almost around my boy's age, and similar story of what I've been through. And we want to share our story about, because we are both are married to American husband, and we have an experience because we ran into a video uh, that are made from foreign guy and warning about Filipina and what they have experienced about Filipina, and especially single mom like us. And so this is why we want to share our story because this is not to bash American guy, because we have friends that are married to an American guys and they are just sweethearts, right? They are just so loving husband to them, to our friends, and their marriages are, successful and happy. And some of us here maybe are not,
Lucky
things are
not.
not seems to be what they appear, right?
Yes.
So you can be happy in your pictures on Facebook, but you don't know behind that smile, right?
Right.
So now, when I did a live with my friends back before Christmas, I think that was before Christmas, right?
Yes.
And there was a guy that made a comment on our live about now that we are here in America and we were married to our husbands, and that's what the comment, right? And
Yeah.
well, first of all, I did not introduce you.
Oh,
I
you
would
said
like
you just Jen.
so Jen, where do you work?
Do I have to say that?
Well, we don't want them to say, we're really like a needy
Yeah.
single mom that, maybe in our future, or some guys would run into us and might think, oh, because we're a Filipina single mother and we would just want,
Yeah.
maybe this
Like
American,
we take advantage.
yeah, take advantage, and that because we're single mom, and that we expect for us, or that we expect that someday we would have an American future husband that would support us to be
Yeah.
better. Hello, we're already better without a husband right now.
Yeah.
And she work in a medical field, and so just to clarify that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that she finally now come forward. Of course, not maybe all the detail of it because it's painful to talk about. But yeah, back to when we did the live again. Uh, One of the guy made a comment about, yes, now that we are here in America, because we got married to our exes that are Americans, and our husbands are from Texas as well. Um, and the guy made a comment about, yes, now that you're in America, and now what was that, and then we divorced our husbands and got everything. Is that what it was?
It sounds like that.
You may wanna volume
It
because
sounds like that, but I look at Carmela and I said, that is not very nice because that's not how,
it
like,
was.
yes, and that is not how, like, it's not our plan to, like, leave our husband, but there are some, like, decision that you have to think about a lot, and you get to the part that you cannot take it anymore.
Yeah, because it's not just, I mean, first of all, you did not get anything from your divorce, didn't you?
Nothing.
You just left because you just want to have peace in your life
Right.
and just forget about things. And you have been married how long?
13 years.
13 years, going on 14 years
Yeah.
before the divorce. So, just to clarify that, you know, I mean, in my experience, that was just only 5 years and a half because I go through some physical, emotional abuse. And you have some abuse, may not be physical, right? But
It's emotional.
emotional
And verbal.
emotional abuse is more painful, to be honest.
It's just
Because
the same-
physical, you can just forget that you have a bruise or that you almost die from it, but the emotional is more much painful, I think.
Yeah.
And we don't want to talk about that much, but anyway, well, again, yeah, she did not get anything out of her divorce, even though she was married for 13 years. She had 2 kids. So she left because she just want to have peace in her life. That was it. And plus, your husband also is a mama's boy. You want to,
Yeah, he's very mama's boy. And
every decisions, you want to,
I'm not part of the decision that he's going to make. It's like, you know, between him and his mom. And I just asked him like few times, like, where did I stand in his life? And it's just like, you know, our marriage is just based on a piece of paper. It's not like, you know, how like the couple, you know, should.
yeah. Basically, like, because her husband is more of the mama's boy, so every decision he made, it's instead of the husband and wife. Marriage is supposed to be
Yeah.
between husband and wife, whatever decision you make, right? But what happened to her, every decision that her husband make, her husband doesn't go to her for her and her husband to talk about. You know, her husband goes to the mother instead. So anyway, I mean, her
And,
husband was a good, I mean,
yeah,
he was a good provider, wasn't he?
He is a good provider,
Hard worker,
and
good
hard
provider.
worker, but you just, you know, you just like thinking that it's not like, you know, it's not, you are not happy with it. Like, you know, he's supposed to like talk to me, you know, about problems and future. And you know, it's not like that. Like, we don't have communication. And it's like, you know, it's hard that you have a family and then your mother-in-law lives with you. And it's like,
It's
you
just
know,
between your husband and the mother instead.
yeah. And
Like every decision, like major decision,
we don't have communication like, you
like
know,
husband and wife.
yes.
Yeah.
And
And
it's-
if like most of the time the mother is always in the middle.
yeah, she lives with us for 7 years. And she just go to work, you know, in the morning, and then go to her house, and then come home. And then it's just like, go to work, go to his house, come home, go to my house. It's like, she's, you know, she lives with us even though she has a house. So it's like, you know, which is, we don't mind, because in Philippines we use that way, you know, to our culture, that we, you know, we are close to our family.
Yeah, we are okay to be with the in-laws, but then again, because your husband is a mama's boy,
Yeah.
he, like every time he make a decision, the mother is always, he comes to your mother first instead of between you and him.
he,
No?
he didn't. It's just between her and his son. I'm not included.
So instead of like between husband and wife
Yeah.
would talk, sit down together and talk. Like for example, you said when, if I don't know if you are willing to share about the, when there is a sign because you're the wife, and then go to, you know, process of it, and then you were not there instead of you because you're the wife and you had to sign the document, but then
Yeah.
You were not there. Instead,
She,
that
he
was
took
that
his
he's the
mom.
mother. Yeah, he took the mother.
Yeah.
So anyway, but again, yeah, she didn't get anything from his divorce.
Not a penny.
And so did I. I left, well, I left my ex because of the abuse. So it was in, and I packed just our clothes. I packed my kids' clothes and went to the shelter and never go back. And I filed the divorce, and that was it. I never asked for anything. And in fact, we don't really have anything together anyway, because I know when I married him, he had a house that wasn't really paid for yet. And excuse me, when I married him, maybe you didn't know that, when I married my ex, I did not realize that he owe money from the IRS.
Really?
Yeah, really, honestly. So I just want to clarify, to all American men out there, okay, we're a Filipina, okay? But I would say it's like I'm the one that's like being used basically with American, and I'm not trying to make American men to look bad based on my experience, because this is just an individual American. I'm not going to say all American, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of sweethearts American men.
It's just
So-
like we just wanna like clarify that what
Right.
the other guy thinking that we just want to divorce our exes, because we are here already.
Yeah,
That is not-
exactly.
that is not
Yeah, the
right,
comment
though.
was, he said, yeah, and you're here in America now and divorce your husband and get everything. Well, honestly,
It's like you don't know the story and
Yeah,
you're being
and-
judgmental.
right, there
it's
is,
not-
I know
it's
there
not
is
right.
two sides of story, and you can only hear our story, but we're not trying to like sugarcoat this, because we're being real here, and we're just speaking to our own experience. I don't know about others, Filipina and American experience with their marriages. And this is just based on our experience. And like I said, we do not have anything together in my marriage. And like I said, when I married my husband, after a month, I learned that he owed $4,000 in IRS. And then he knows that when I marry him, I have a savings. Just to clarify, this is for the whole world to see or to hear this video. I pay my ex-husband's what he owe in the IRS, because he was screaming and really mad at me. He said that I do have the money, and I was his wife already. Why I would not pay it for him? That's what he said. Because we are now married, and whatever mine is ours, whatever his is ours. So even though that was my money before I marry him, it becomes ours apparently. So so yeah, I did pay that. And sorry, my runny nose. Again, when we processed my green card, I did not let him pay for it. I pay for it because at the time when I met my ex, I met him here. It wasn't like a long distance relationship. I know your experience was, but I know long distance relationship is more harder because you really don't know him well. And even I met mine here, I still did not know him well either because I only dated him for 4 months, and then within 4 months frame, we got married. So yeah, that was the story. And yeah, I pay his IRS that he owe. And then before he engaged me, I bought my own car. I was paying for it. And well, it wasn't, it was a cheap Ford Focus car, but it's a car. I was single and I did not have kids. And that was my, when I met him again, we both have, job. And we both pay for our wedding. At least I think I pay more because he just started with his job, and again I pay for what he owed for the IRS, and also I pay for the green card when we process it.
Yeah, I did the same too. Like, you know, I work, at night so that, I can take care of my kids during the day, and then I would just work part-time. And because he doesn't want to, I don't want him to like pay my paperwork, so I save, and I paid my citizenship.
That was your citizenship.
Yeah, that's my own. That's my, I paid it through my own money. And yeah, it's, it is. I feel like I feel jealous of to some of the Filipina, you know, our friends that has like their husband, like on their sides, like during their ceremony or the oath
Oh
taking.
yeah,
But when I went to my
citizenship.
interview and the oath taking, I was by
Alone.
myself. Like,
He
it's
wasn't supportive of you.
no,
He wasn't happy. It's like your husband do not want you to be a
yeah,
citizen, American
yeah,
citizen maybe.
yeah, and he doesn't want me to go to work. And it's, like,
He just want for you to like rely on him
yeah,
because he does not want you working.
yeah, and he doesn't want me to have money. And
Even though you have a both joint account and you pay the bills,
yeah, and
but you were not allowed
yeah, I never,
to like get
like,
money.
I always paid bills on time, ahead of time. And it's just like the control is just so, it got intense, like after, like, when I got the $150 without telling him. And he told me to like, um, you know, pack your shit and leave my house. And but before that, it's
Wait a
just,
minute. You went to ATM machine and took some cash of $150 and he told you to get out of his house?
yeah.
Pack
And
your shit. Sorry guys. Pack your things
yeah,
and
he called me on my phone and he said, pack your shit and get out of my house. And I was like, oh my gosh. So
and this is when your kids are younger, right?
yeah, I think my second one, it was like maybe 6 months. But before things got worse, it was like few years after the marriage is, whenever, like, he will get mad at me, he would like, grounded me like a kid, like no internet, no TV for a few days.
Guys, that's an
and
abuse.
and
Like grounded her like she's a little kid.
yeah, so yeah, it's got, of course.
Okay, was it the first time that you take a cash from the ATM, the $150 as
Yeah,
a
that's the
wife?
first time.
That was the first time ever in
Yeah.
for how long already being married to him?
I think that was it was happened like, it happened like 2011.
So how many years already? More than 5, 6 years of marriage?
More than taking 10 years.
More than 10 years already, and you only took a cash out of the ATM machine of $150 for the very first time,
Right.
and he told her, pack your things up and get out of my house.
Yeah, but before that, he told me many times, like, to get out his house, and he would show me the door if I don't like listen to him. Like, it's just like very hurtful, because
It's some kind of verbal abuse.
yeah, it is a verbal and emotional,
Yeah.
So
I mean, $150 is a big deal
yeah, it's
for something that she would be needed for her citizenship, right? Was
yeah,
it?
that's the plan. Because for me, I think about like, he can spend like 1,500 for his dear list every year, like. And then when I asked him about, like, my pay.
Guys, be right back.